It is 3 minutes after noon, and it is August the 29th, 2024. And I was just thinking, I've become a master at being misunderstood. And I think it has something to do with people just dedicating themselves to hating me. I truly believe it has everything to do with that. Not something to do, it just has everything to do with that, right? And I said to myself, I was like, you ever just not like somebody and you don't even know why you don't like them? And I said, yeah, I've been that way. I've had a few experiences like that, in my life. So I can relate to that. But you know what I did with those people? I let them know in so many ways how I felt about it or about them. And I stayed out of those people's way. And if they were in my space, then I sent them back to their space. Make sense? So, or I walked away because you never know. Sometimes it's a mutual space or it's an open space, and it's like, okay, well, you know what? I'm going to walk away from this space and I'm going to let you have it because this space doesn't have much value to me. Right? So, you get what I'm saying? But if it's a space like, say, for example, if it's my dwelling, right? And someone comes into my dwelling, then I will, ask them to leave. So I'm going to go ahead and speak on this, right? So when I left the last place I was at. I talk about this a lot in my vlogs and stuff like that, you guys. So like I said, I'll be editing some stuff and putting some stuff together. I'm not really big on exposing people. I think that that's what people think I'm here to do. I'm not interested in that. You will never catch me online, putting people's personal business out there and, you know, what do you call it? Yeah, slandering. That's what it's called. It's called slandering. You will never catch me, hiring private investigators to, illegally obtain people's private documents and stuff like that. That shit is illegal. You should never hate someone that much to where you're taking penitentiary chances like that. You get what I'm saying? So it's just like, it's not that deep for me. Just for me. That's just me. All right. So, but I know how to, I let people know that I don't really rock with them like that, but in the nicest way possible, and there is a way to do that without being so ugly about it. Not without being so, just, you know what I mean? So I said this before, there are a lot of people who do not care for me, but I can't really give them too much time and space. I just want to let you guys know, I see you. Okay, I see you, I saw you, and that's why you don't see me in your face, and that's why you don't see me in your space, and we'll probably never be in the same place because I don't rock with you like that, and you don't rock with me either, and that's okay. Now, I don't understand why you don't rock with me, but because of how you have responded to me when I wasn't even addressing you, that is why I'm like, oh, I don't like that energy. And it's not even like the individual because I don't even really know anyone. I don't be around anybody. I don't do friends, and, I don't do click ups and stuff like that because I've watched how some of the people who have thrown bad energy towards me, they click up with their friends, and as soon as they get into something or a disagreement with a friend, all of a sudden stuff is all over the internet. People are going all off and stuff, and I'm like, I just don't want to be a part of that type of a circle. You know what I mean? I'd rather just rock on my own. But I think at some point it was put out there that I was trying to be a part of something, and I'm like, I've always been a solo act, and I'm okay with that. I like doing that. I like being on my own. I really don't like being around other people and under other people's influences and stuff like that. I'm okay with being, a loner. I've always been like that. Okay. So you don't have anything to worry about. You get me? At all, really. So, and I'm not going to make this video too much about that, but I want to address it, because it's out there. Currently, right now, what's happening is whenever I'm on social media, there are people who silently mob me and try to be like, we don't want you on social media. We don't want you here. We don't want you in this space. We don't want you. You're trying to be us and this. And it's like, no, I'm not. It's just a free social media account, and I'm using it to my advantage, and that's what I'm supposed to be doing. As somebody who I'm a hobbyist, I'm a visionary, I'm an entrepreneur. I've been sabotaged, and I've been, put through all these things to prevent my fruits from flourishing. But at the same time, I'm still at it, and I'm still doing my thing. It's just a little quieter. It's just a little bit more subtle, but I'm still working on my things. I move a little slower now because I give every move a little bit more thought than I did before, because there are so many eyes and ears on what I'm trying to do, so I just kind of like really, I stay in my own lane. I really do. And I don't understand where the confusion is, but it seems like there are people who really are bothered by my presence because I kind of mind my own business. And to me, that's bullying. And we're not back in school anymore, And I also understand that there are some people who, have been paid to do so. There are some people who have been instructed to do so. There are some people who literally just want to be like, they just want clout off of the whole situation because they know who I am. You get what I'm saying? They want to be attached to a situation so that they can say, oh, I got my lick in too. Oh, yeah, I did this and I did that. And it's kind of like, you know what? That's probably not the best idea, So I get it. People don't like me, but I like me. And a lot of other people do too. And I think that, maybe you shouldn't visit my page. Maybe you should avoid my accounts. Maybe you can block my accounts. Once you know I have an account, block my account so that you won't see my stuff. If you hear someone talking about me, redirect the conversation, because I don't talk about people I don't like. I don't even mention them, as a matter of fact. It's like, why do you need to mention that person if you don't really rock with them like that? So those are just a few tips. If you see me walking down the street, walk on by. You feel what I'm saying? Don't say anything. More than likely, I'm in my camera or in my phone or, writing something in my journal, or not even really worried about what other people are doing or thinking about me or around me. So I more than likely won't even see you and don't even see you. I think there are too many people who are worried about what I do and say, and I'm not worried about what they do and say. I'm just focused on what it is that I know I'm here to do. And how do I know that I'm here to do that? Is because of how it makes me feel. My journey is not in vain. I'm going through what I'm going through so that many other people who are going through the same thing can understand, oh, I'm not alone. Oh, okay. I see that this is a different way that I can get through this. There's a different approach to healing through certain things. There's a different approach to, addressing certain issues, and even in conflict, there's a different approach. Everything doesn't have to be so aggressive. People are so quick to get aggressive because they have they have so much access to money, resources, and guns, and groups of people who are willing to do whatever because they have to feed their families. Let's just keep it a buck. All right. But if none of that existed, you would probably be on the same page that I'm on. I value life. I value life. I value family. I value my livelihood. I value being able to get up every morning, and whether I have an affirmation in mind or not, okay, I still believe in, pushing myself to be and feel the best that I can feel that day. I call it showing up as your best self on a daily basis. I have my own philosophies, I have my own theories, and I live by them. These are things that I stand on. It doesn't matter if you agree with them or not. What I'm doing is putting out there to the world what I believe. And if you agree, you're more than welcome to, engage with my content. But if you don't agree, do like I do when I don't agree to something or with something. I literally just move the fuck on. You know what I mean? Like I don't sit back and, well, why is that person thinking that way and so forth and so. Let me tell you something. I'm not here to advocate for anyone else, okay? But myself, until I can grow to a point where I qualify to advocate in different areas. I have a list of advocacies that I am trying to get into once I pass this threshold and step into a whole new level in my life. All right. So my plans and my goals have already been set. I'm just waiting for that season or this season to go ahead and do what it needs to do. Okay, where are the lessons? Okay, wonderful. Okay, we got this in place. Okay, great. We got that plan in place. Wonderful. Okay, we need funding for this. Okay, cool. Let's work on that. All right, we're going to have to go back to work because you already know what's going on. You can't let people know where you work at, because, honey, you know what happened last time or the last 2 or 3 times, actually. So I was forced to walk off of my jobs because I was being harassed at my jobs because of certain things that were transpiring that I had absolutely nothing to do with and didn't know why it was even happening, right? So, got to go back to work, got to do this. Okay, now we got to upgrade our car. Okay, cool. We need to get us a little spot. Okay, cool. Like my plans are already in place. The companies I'm gonna invest in, everything's already in place. Why do you think you see the people who do have a bird's eye view on what I'm doing? Why do you think you see me chilling? Only a grown woman can chill like this because she's confident in knowing what it is that she has to do and what direction she needs to go in. I don't need anybody to guide me in that particular area. I'm grown. I'm 40 plus years old. Of course I have a plan. Just because you don't understand my process, that doesn't necessarily mean that I don't have a plan. It means that my planning process and my planning strategy doesn't line up or align with you and how you think that people should do things. Just say that. Okay? But it's not for you to understand. It's not for you to engage in. It's not for you to be a part of at all. This is my journey. I went back to work so that I could, save money, to, of course, take care of my family, get us back on our feet, and then save money so that I could invest in my app. I needed to build a team. Nobody would pour into my business. And I said, okay, no problem. I'm so used to that. It's okay. That was the first time I ever put it out there that I actually could use some help. Nobody took heed. So I was like, oh, okay. I literally shrugged it off. I didn't feel anything about it or anything. I just moved on, went back to work, got myself together, and take care of my family. Everybody's in good schools. Everybody's doing what they're supposed to do. I'm working 2 jobs. I'm back on my career path, handling my business. Like, baby, I'm not the person that they painted me out to be. And the people who are giving you the information that you more than likely have direct access to, those people don't like me. They do not care for me. So unless you hear it coming straight from my platform, I would suggest you not listen. That's all I'm going to say. I'm aware that there are people out there who have platforms and they repost my stuff. I'm aware of that. I know nobody's going to tell on you. Okay. I know nobody's going to, send a link and do all that. But eventually, you may have to take that down, babe. You might have to, because it's not right. And not only can it take away from what I'm trying to build, but it can also get you in trouble. You know, I'm not involved in any contracts, any active agreements right now or partnerships right now. I don't have representation in management. I don't have a publicist and all that stuff. This is why I keep saying, you know, leave how I'm operating, leave that alone. Anybody who wanted to be a part of my team, they would have come to me already and said, this is what I do, and this is what I want to, this is what I want to offer you. I think this is what we can do with your brand, so forth and so forth, and let me introduce you to my team. This is how we operate, and such and such and such. And put that on the table so that we actually can have a professional conversation about branding and how to move forward. So I haven't had any of those situations happen with me. I've always had to represent myself. So I don't necessarily, even though I know that because of the freedom that social media and technology provides, I think that it's kind of like, all right, well, you kind of have to accept that there are going to be people who are going to take your pictures. There are going to be people who are going to take your videos. As long as screenshotting and screen recording is on people's phones, honey, everybody's at risk of having to go through that type of stuff. For real, for real. So it is what it is. That's going to happen. But the reality is that when you're monetizing content that's not yours and it's mine, I'm just saying. Okay, so, and then to add insult to injury, I've got all this other stuff going on too. I won't go too deep into that, but if you get me. But let's circle back around to my original point. If you don't care for me, then it's not too hard to just avoid me. It really is that simple. I'm not going to sit back and look at the situation in a way that is burdensome, because that's not really my way. I don't allow certain things to stress me out, especially when it comes to like social things, social issues, how people feel. What do you call that? Social climbing, I guess, right? I'm not interested in that because I know what's behind it. I'm interested in authentic connections. If I just so happen to be doing my thing and I gravitate towards someone and they gravitate towards me, cool. Just know I'm not going to be fake up in your face. I'm not going to be fake around you or about you. I'll let you know how I truly feel about you. And some people think that that's like a form of being confrontational, to where it's like, oh, they automatically have this negative response. But no, when you are in association with someone, you should be able to do that. And that person should be able to receive your feedback as a person outside looking in, and if anything, apply that information to how they better themselves on a daily basis. I take a lot of the insults that are hurled at me and I use it to better myself. Just a simple, like that first little layer of alchemy, that's all the haters get from me. They don't get like that. They don't get like the intense alchemy, like where you meditating and stuff. Like, no, you don't get all that. Okay, you feel me? But you get that first little layer of alchemy where it's like, oh, that was an insult. Cool. Let me flip that and make that into something positive. And it's second nature to me, And so when you're in a friendship or a close association or something like that, and even in business, if you're doing business with someone, you should never feel reluctant to share how you feel about how that person is conducting themselves. It should always be received well. As long as you exercise respect and tact when you convey the message, you shouldn't have an issue. Y'all shouldn't have an issue. And if that person these are the type of partnerships and associations and things like that I am willing to enter into. If I'm telling you about yourself, trust and believe, I'm going to, one, exercise respect, I'm going to look at you as if you are me that I am speaking to. Okay? And second, I'm going to give you consideration, your feelings, how you may be feeling for the day, if you would even care about my feedback, the whole nine. All right? And three, I'm going to have some compassion because who knows what you've been through that you haven't shared with me yet. I don't know everything about you and you don't know everything about me. Right? So I look into those things and handle any type of confrontation with responsibility and accountability. I don't play those types of games. I'm not looking for any type of wars and all that type of stuff. I don't even do all that type of stuff. I'm a loner. Somebody trying to wage war on me would literally just look like a bully. I'm not even gonna lie to you because I don't bother anybody and I'm a positive influence. So, and I don't do it intentionally. That really is who I am, like at my core, you know? So when people see that I am the kind of person who's understanding and compassionate and genuine and you know what I mean? Sometimes they feel like that's an open door or like low hanging fruit, you know, where it's like, oh, I can get at her a certain kind of way. No, you can't. I'm like that nerd in school who's always quiet. And then you think because they look like a nerd and this and that, and you pick on all the other nerds and you go try that shit over there with that nerd and that nerd pops back at you and says, no, 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 that's what we're not going to be doing anymore. I be seeing how you be moving around here with all the other nerds. We're not doing that over here with this nerd. Okay. Now, in my particular situation, it's just been more like, okay, it's gone on for too much. You know, it's gone on for too much. It's gone on for too long. You know, I have other things that I'm trying to do. I have children I have to take care of. I have goals, real life goals in real life, like in real life. Because I don't live my life on social media. I don't live my life on camera. I don't live my life, you know, in some fairy tale land. I'm in a real world situation. That's crazy because of The Real World, the movie. I just found that movie the other day. I think I might watch it too because I'm chilling. Y'all know I'm unemployed right now. So I'm like, shoot, I might watch that movie, you know. But to circle back around, because that's one of my favorite movies from back in the day. But anyway, to circle back around, like I was saying, and I'm going to go ahead and close this out in just a second. My whole situation, the way that I operate in general, I'm not interested in being a part of any type of negativity. I'm not interested in being a part of any type of conflict. I'm not here to speak on behalf of any groups or communities or any of that. I don't know who told you that. I'm not interested in that. I'm not in the running for anything like that. I think a lot of people got really angry with me because of Beyond the Black Square. And they didn't know how to just communicate that and say, listen, you know what, that was really offensive when you said this and that and this and that. It's like, well, what's wrong with being proud of being black? It's nothing wrong with being proud of being black. You know, there's nothing wrong with being proud of your culture. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter if you're from the African continent. Doesn't matter if you're from here. It doesn't matter if you were born here. It doesn't matter if you're a native. It doesn't matter if you're from a different country or whatever. But whatever your ethnicity is, if you exercise any type of pride in that ethnicity or your ethnic background, even if you're, you know, multiracial, and you celebrate your, you know, your different ethnicities, you shouldn't be attacked for that. You know, whether outright or behind the scene. Okay, so I hate to say it like this, but I understand that there are people who really do not like me and they want to get rid of me and the whole nine, but I'm sorry, baby, I'm not going anywhere. Okay, this realm needs somebody like me. And I don't mean that in a Scarface kind of a way. I mean that in more of a Maya Angelou kind of a way. Just a little bit more hood, you know what I'm saying? A little bit more hood, a little different, you know? You know what I mean? A Malcolm X kind of way, a little different, just a little different. You know, let me do me.
And stop worrying so much about what it is that I have going on. I'm not speaking for you. I'm speaking for me. You guys have a good day.